Hello, I'm Pamela Davis. Welcome to episode 206 of the Well Done Life podcast. Hello and Happy New Year. Welcome to episode 206 of the Well Done Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis. If you are new here, hey, how are you? Welcome. I am so glad that you're here with us this week. If you've been here before, you guys know the deal. I love you deep. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for continuing on the journey with me. I'm so excited about where we have been and where we're going, and I'm very thankful to have you along. So please sit back, relax, enjoy, bring some friends, and let's get this party started. Before we get into this week's episode, I always like to be foundational. It's really important to me to make sure that I treat this safe space that I have created like a house, and I really want to make sure that our house is on a really strong foundation. So it's very important to me that our foundation is built with two very important things, and that is clarity and love. Clarity is really straightforward. I just want to make sure that you understand that I created the Well Done Life because I believe in women. I believe in women to the point where I feel like we need more spaces where we can be our most authentic selves, where we can learn and grow and share together. So I hope that by me sharing my journey along the way, as well as spotlighting other women in the community and their journeys, that you can find similarity, that you can find community, that you can find inspiration, that you can find healing. Because essentially, I feel like a lot of the things that are meant to divide us in the world are things that actually unite us. It's just unfortunate how sometimes we have a different perspective. And I feel like sometimes by standing still and actually listening to someone, we give ourselves the space to understand that our little sphere of the world is not so lonely. There are so many other people who have gone through or are going through some things that we have been through, and we can learn from them. We can actually look at each other's mistakes as an opportunity for healing and growth and inspiration and change. And so in this space, this is what I aspire to create. And so I welcome you to share your journey with me and to be inspired by the stories that you hear. So welcome and thank you for being here. And that leads me into my second tenet, which is my favorite tenet, is love. I really am a sucker for love. I believe in love, and I think we need more love. And so it is very important to me that before I start new episodes, I always like to share prayers. I truly am a believer of two or more coming together in prayer because I think our prayers are magnified. And I truly believe, again, like there's many similarities in regards to what we all are aspiring for, what we're praying for. So hopefully this will give you some motivation, some love, because that's really what this is about. I want you to feel love from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And I cannot think of a better way to show someone love than by sending them prayers. So this week, I want to send you prayers of peace. You know, I say prayers of peace all the time. I know I must sound like a broken record, but I really am finding, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that this week, that going into 2025, one of the things that is one of my main goals is actually just being surrounded in peace. I really have reclaimed my time. I'm really reclaiming my energy. And I really feel like that is going to be essential for me as I do the work. And I think it's essential for a lot of us who are out here doing the work. And doing the work doesn't necessarily mean that you are focused on trying to heal a part of yourself. Every season is not about healing. There are seasons where you are actually in a season of joy and everything as well. And then there are seasons where you're struggling, and there may be moments where you need to heal and look through different things physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, just so many different things. So it's just, but all in all, it sums up that we are all out here, though, no matter what we are going through and facing, we are all working. And so while you're out here doing the work, as I said, I hope you are able to find pockets of peace for yourself, because it can get overwhelming. It can be, just make you want to stop in your tracks sometimes because you feel like, oh my gosh, how am I going to accomplish everything? Or can I handle all of this? Because yes, even in seasons of abundance, you can feel overwhelmed in those seasons, like, wow, is this really for me? You know, that's where imposter syndrome and all of those things start to come up. And so sometimes we have to carve out moments for ourselves where we allow ourselves to breathe, where we allow ourselves to take stock of where we are right now, where we allow ourselves to deserve everything that we are getting, where we understand, as the great Pulitzer scholar said, Kendrick Lamar, I deserve it all. You deserve it all. And that it's okay to feel that way. So I'm granting you peace no matter what season that you are in. I'm granting you moments where you can sit in stillness, stand in stillness, and just breathe and allow yourself to absorb the magnitude of what you are feeling so that you can calm your nerves and settle your spirit and keep going. Along with prayers of peace, I'm also sending you prayers of clarity. Definitely this is a time of life where it is very important that you are very clear about your goals and your objectives and your circles and your visions for things. Like, you have to allow yourself moments of clarity so that you can really see where you're going to go forward. Clarity is essential on the journey, and I am praying that if there are areas in your life that you are working through, that you will have the clarity that you need in order to make the decisions that are going to serve you and that are going to take you forward. And then rounding out my prayers, because I'm keeping it kind of simple, of course, I am praying that you will have abundance on all levels. I am truly praying that, again, it is not just about the financial abundance. Of course, I want you to have that, but I also want you to have emotional abundance, spiritual abundance. I want you to be physically fit. I want you to have all of those things because you deserve it. You deserve it all, and you deserve to live your life on your best levels. So if there are things in any of those areas that you are struggling with, look at this as an opportunity where maybe it's time to, again, in the moment of stillness, plan out or outline some things that are going to help you get toward your goals or a better sense of life in those areas, and start walking it out. Start putting in the work, start doing it, because again, you deserve it all. And if there's anything that I would say about 2025, I would definitely say this is a season for that. It is a season for you to dial back into yourself and go out here and get the things that you deserve, because you deserve it all. So those are my prayers for you this week. I'm really excited to be recording on Saturday, January the 4th. It took me a little moment to get back here. I think I've just been kind of still sitting in stillness, and I'll be honest, the year has just kind of started so fast. Happy New Year again to everyone. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season, and I hope that the new year is been kind to you so far. I know we're only 4 days in, but wow, it definitely has been quite a lot, I have to admit, in these first 4 days. So much. And I'm still processing through. Nothing bad. It's just that life is doing what it does. Life does its thing. And I think I'm just in this season still coming off of the holiday where I am just really sat in stillness. I have learned how to sit my butt down because I feel like that's what I need to do. Like, God has been really leaning on me just to be really gentle with my energy right now and to just sit and process things. So that's what I've been doing. And it's been really good. I definitely feel like this year for me is going to be a lot of about that, processing. I have things that I'm focusing on in regards to my health, and obviously things here with the pod and the events and all those things. But I definitely am still being imparted into, I feel like, by God. I feel like God is doing a new thing in me. And so part of my word actually for 2025 is rebirth. I'm in a season of rebirth. I'm in a season of becoming. And so I am leaning into that, getting tighter into my word, but spending a little bit more time being a little bit more quiet. So yes, that's why I haven't really kind of popped out too much on socials. I did a few videos here and there and commenting, but I just, again, kind of feel a little tender. And I don't know if it's just me. I just feel like it's the season that we're in. Could be just me, the big old empath, but I'm feeling tender. So I'm just sitting in the tenderness right now. And I'm really allowing myself to just move as I see fit, not as the world would have me move, but as I see fit. And so I feel blessed to be in this stage, and I feel really glad about being back here with you guys. I missed you. And like I said, I really hope that you are having a wonderful start to the new year. I want to thank everyone for their support of my last episode, Big Energy, coming into 2025. And, I really want to thank you all again for the support that you gave me last year. I look forward to doing so many great things going into 2025. But like I said, it has definitely been a fast start to the year. And with that, I've definitely seen that, there are going to be some pivots. It's funny. I've invested so much time putting together a plan, and I can already see that there's going to be pivots. And I just laugh to myself because I don't know if you guys have heard the adage, if you want to see God laugh, make plans. And I really feel like I might be in that route right now. I'll share more about it as it unfolds, but it's just funny. I don't know if anybody else feels that way already, but I just feel like, I had all these big plans about how I was going to start the year. And life was like, no, we're going to do some other things. I need you to focus in some other areas. I need you actually to sit your butt down just a little bit longer before you jump back out here. And so, like I said earlier, I've been sitting my butt down and it's been feeling good. And as life is showing me that I'm going to probably have to make some pivots, I'm learning how not to get frustrated in the pivot, but to lean in, because I just have to honor the fact that those pivots are just more aligned to the person that I'm becoming versus the person that I was. And the plans that I had been making previously were based upon the person that I was and not who I am becoming. I know that probably sounded like a tongue twister, but yeah, essentially I'm becoming. And so, yep, you want to make plans. God will laugh because the Lord is like, girl, I got other things that I need you to do. And so we're going to have to switch some things up. And so I'm in the process of switching things up. So yes, I'm saying all that to say that is why I have been quiet. And I probably will be a little bit more quiet, maybe going through the first quarter of the year. But I did want to come back and just kind of explain, like, nothing is really going to change, I think, in regards to the content at this point. I definitely want to start this year off talking about, health, mental health, physical health. I'm definitely going to look at aligning this with the pillars of the things that I talk about at the Reset, which is the event that I hosted last year and then I will be hosting again. And essentially, it's really important to me. I feel like there's just 4 main areas of life for all of us that we really need to pay attention to. And that is mental health, physical health, financial health, spiritual health / building community. I'm lumping them into 2, but really it's like 5 if I want to do that. So let's just be honest. And so right now, my focus at the top of the year is mental health and physical health, because I feel like they're aligned. Because mentally, when you're not well, it is really hard on the body. And those changes can be inverted, meaning that when you're also not feeling well physically, your mental health can suffer. So I really want to make sure that I give some really strong energy and resources to you at the start of the year about different things that you can be doing to help you align in those areas. I'm very transparent with you guys in reference to the fact that I'm in therapy, and I am also on a health journey to lose weight and just to kind of align as I enter into this menopausal stage of life. Yes, I am in perimenopause and preparing to go into menopause. And so just like trying to navigate it, especially now that I am in the process of also probably having a hysterectomy very soon. I'm probably in the next 30 days. I know I'm saying probably, but that's just, again, one of those life moments that I'm kind of going through that I'm still trying to process. But at the same lot of it all, I'm still in this really different stage of life. And I'm just going to be honest, it is very challenging for women. And I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir because I'm quite confident there are a few of you who are already in the trenches and understand. But advocating for your health at this stage of life takes a lot of energy. It is really hard. It is very challenging because there is a lack of education in the medical community as it relates to women when we get to menopause, which is astounding to me, but it is. And so I do find that lately I feel like I spend a lot of my time doing research and arguing with folks and trying to learn what my insurance will cover and won't cover and, why not, and trying to get things scheduled and trying to find a doctor that aligns with where I am in this stage of life, because I'm learning that, unfortunately, I'm just not going to be able to keep the same doctor that I had. Like, you get that good gynecologist that's referred to you by your friend, and you start going to that person and you just think, we gonna stay together. I realize we just don't align. Like I'm not having children. And so I need someone who's equipped to handle me at this stage of life. And so I am definitely in the trenches trying to dig through it. And I'm going to be honest, it is, like I said, it's very overwhelming and it's very frustrating. And so I'm going to share some of my frustrations. I just am at a point where starting off the year, I have just made a move to find a new doctor. And yes, I know that sounds counterintuitive, because the last conversation I came and talked about this, I said I was staying with the one that I had. No. I have been too accommodating too long. And, just kind of also sharing that as we go through and I discover nuggets, I'm going to just spotlight that. And so one thing that I would like to spotlight as we go into 2025 in this first episode of, me processing, sitting on my butt and being gentle with myself because I'm tender, I have realized that I have no time to continue to accommodate people in my life who don't align with the person that I'm becoming. And just like I don't have time, to follow maybe the plans that I made when I was a different person that don't align anymore to the person that I'm becoming, neither do I allow myself to align, or can I allow myself to align to the resources that I had previously. And so that aligns with my gynecologist. And so I will be vetting out another person, because I've realized that we're not going to be on the same page because there is a deficit there. And there's nothing wrong with her. She is amazing. If we could talk about me having children, I think we would have the best conversation possible. But I am 51 years old. I am not interested in having anyone's child, and I'm pending a hysterectomy. So long term, we just don't fit. And so long term, instead of me trying to continue to make this person fit into what I need to make a shift. And so y'all, I'm back out here in the trenches. It's like trying to find a man when you're trying to find a gynecologist now, especially when you're trying to enter into this menopausal life like I am. It's different. And so I am auditioning people, I am reading, I am researching, and it is a lot. And I have to admit, it is emotionally taxing. I do see why we as women sometimes be like, let me just stick beside them, because I don't want to have to get back out here in the trenches and do the work. We say that for men, hairdressers, friends, like we say that all the time. And unfortunately, like I said, I've reached that phase of life where I realize that just doesn't align anymore. So I'm making some adjustments. So when I have an update there, because I have an appointment scheduled, I know this person, I'm really excited about the knowledge that she brings. And I'm really just very curious to see if we're going to be able to align. So once I figure out if we're going to align, then I will come back and report and tell you guys all the deets about what we're going to do, because I'm taking a totally different approach with this. And I'm a little nervous, just full disclosure, because it's totally different, y'all. It's not the traditional. So I'm going to just leave that there. I know that sounds mysterious and crazy, but it's just not the traditional, but I needed a little bit more of an expert level. And another thing that I've realized, because remember, like I told you just a moment ago, as I'm realizing things that I just feel like are like nuggets that we are going to need on this journey, especially as we are starting this year. Another nugget is that we really have to own the fact that we deserve it all. We really got to own it. That means, and when I say that we deserve it all, that means we deserve the best care. We deserve the best care possible. And the best care possible sometimes might not be covered by that insurance that your job provides. And I'm just going to keep it all real in the streets, because we continue to complain about, the treatment that we get, the assistance or the lack thereof sometimes. but we're not trying to do the things that can help us get what we need or vetting those other people out. And a lot of times it's because, maybe in certain instances we can't afford it, which is fair. And that is honest and real. So we got to do the best we can with what we've got. But then at the same time, also, if we can afford it, if we can make sacrifices and adjustments, we might need to get some FSAs, some HSAs, some HRA plans going, because if we need this level of assistance, then we have to decide, I'm worth it. And I'm going to take these extra steps to get it, because you only have one life. You only have one body. And essentially, if we don't realize that we deserve it all as it relates to our health, how do we expect ourselves to realize that we deserve it all as it comes to wealth and all these other things? Because we have to take care of ourselves. Our bodies are only vessels, and we have to treat this vessel like we love it, like we care for it, like we value it, or we're not going to be able to continue to exist at the levels that we want. And so it's just very important that we really take this time to tap into our health and really take this time to think about, maybe we need to invest a little bit more, if we are able to be able to do it. And don't get me wrong, I don't think health has to be expensive. I really don't. But I also think sometimes we have to identify that if we are not getting the type of information from the physicians that we are working with now, then we have to be brave enough to walk away from them and find other people who align better with what we're looking for. Yes, it's arduous and it can be very tedious, but at the same time, you deserve it all. So if you deserve it all, then those extra steps are worth it. And so, yeah, definitely kind of working through that while at the same time navigating a lot of life. I'm just being real. And so I definitely will share more of that journey as it starts to unfold now, because right now it's just kind of like, it's still in the prelim stages. I've made some adjustments and stuff like that. I still owe you guys Dr. Jadine Hill, my obesity medicine specialist, a conversation with her. I just kind of, obviously, like I said, with the holidays, we just weren't able to connect, but I'm going to see her again on this coming Wednesday. So I'm definitely, while I'm there, going to try to at least schedule a time for her to sit down and to have an interview and talk about that, because I definitely think that having a conversation about obesity in a real way, I think will be really impactful. I'm very excited about my progress, and I'll be very transparent. It hasn't been easy, but it's been really great to have her support and to have her look at things from a medical standpoint and help me make better decisions as it relates to my body and how I'm taking care of myself, how I'm eating, how to the point with, where I need to start to build more muscle mass and strength. So we really have some really cool things that we can share. So I'm very excited about bringing her back. And then, of course, like I said earlier, you guys know I'm in therapy, and I will continue to be in therapy as I am working on releasing limits in my life. It really still aligns with where I am, because this year, like I said, I kind of really kept it simple in regards to my goals for 2024, 2025. Good Lord. I can't believe I forgot that already. And so I really am only focused on being in a season of focusing on my rebirth, my becoming, as I'm continuing to grow and evolve as a woman, as a person, surrounding myself with peace and love. If it doesn't align with any of those three things, I don't want it. And I'm really glad to be at that phase. I feel like sometimes we make our visions and our goals so complex that we actually give our own selves anxiety, except for like leaning in. And I feel like this is just a year for me of leaning in. So I'm leaning into the moment, and I'm really excited about it. And so, like I said, for these next few months, we'll be talking a lot about health and wealth, and health mentally, physically. And so the resources that I'll be sharing with you, the people that I will be focusing on sharing with you during this time will align with that, because I want us to start the year strong. A lot of times we come into January all excited, working out, the gyms are packed, we're doing all the things, but it takes 30 days to create a habit, and it takes longer than that to change a lifestyle. I want to make sure that I'm providing you with tools and resources that you can have to help you as you are creating your new lifestyle. So I'm really excited about the content that we're going to be sharing over these next few months, because again, it's about pouring into you and it's about pouring into us. We're on this journey together, and I'm really excited about what we're going to do. So relax and enjoy. And definitely as we go through and things shift, I'll let you know and I'll make sure that I share resources. But I definitely, like I said, I'm kind of easing into the new year and it feels really good. I'm definitely going to do everything I can to be consistent because I love consistency. I mean, it's essential in everything that we do, but I'm not going to pretend. I'm definitely going to say that there are going to be times where I'm going to need pockets of peace, especially as it relates to times when maybe I'm like recovering, with my health once I have my hysterectomy and stuff. So there probably will be some pauses, especially in this first quarter, depending on how things shape up, which is a whole nother story. But we'll see how all that kind of aligns, but we'll take it as we go, day by day, week by week. But along that line, though, I definitely just want more opportunities to connect with you, more feedback. So I'm going to definitely be testing things out here and there because I just want to make sure that I'm giving you the information that you need that's going to help you continue to feel like this is time spent well, like we are growing and evolving together. I definitely have some plans to change things up a little bit with the format. And so I'm very excited about getting all that into play. But I definitely welcome your feedback because you guys help get me to where I am right now. And I couldn't do this without you. So please don't hesitate, hit me up in the DMs, send me an email at hello@thewelldonelife with your feedback, share your thoughts because I want to continue to grow and evolve with you. This is a part of my heart. And I want to make sure that this heart continues to give you everything that you need. So I'm really excited about where we're going. I think this is a good place for us to kind of start. So I will definitely make sure that I am back soon. I'm going to be traveling next week. I am going to go spend some time with my love to start the year off. Yes. And so I'll be out of pocket for a minute. I don't know if I will have a new episode next week. We'll see how that goes. No promises, but I promise I will be back and I can't wait to come back. I hope that you have an amazing week. I'm going to have all my information in the show notes. Be gentle with yourselves and sit your butt down some and give yourself space to breathe and relax. 2025 can be everything you want and more. And I am praying that it will be everything that you need and more. And I will talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll talk again. Bye-bye.